Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis le Rajik Canadien, and welcome back to another week in review of the NFL. So last week we talked somewhat about the NFL. We talked mainly about the Patriots Cowboys. This week, we're just gonna try to do it the best we can. Also, yeah, if you guys kind of noticed, new background. I got a green screen. Thank God. So yeah, now you guys can, I don't have to do this quirky bullshit YouTube background shit. But yeah, so week 7 has come and it has gone. So how about we talk about this week, shall we? So the first game, Thursday night football. The Denver Broncos took on the Cleveland Browns. If you guys can see it, it'd be here and here. I don't know. But you guys get it. But Browns Broncos this week. A very injured Cleveland Browns, might I add. Good game, but also what I would consider a bench warmer game. Yes, that is a kind of a segue. Benchwarmerbrew.com to get your delightful coffee. I wish I had about this time, but I am sadly out. Send me some. So I would actually like some coffee, but but yeah, Browns beat the Broncos 17-14. Browns look good. Dearness Johnson, 146 yards and a touchdown in his first ever NFL start. Now, to say that, he didn't look good out there, that's bullshit. He looked really good out there, and hopefully he has a starting job, in the future. And, well, let's see what, let's hope he does the best. So the next game, we got the Chiefs and the Titans' first Sunday game. And, okay, Patrick Mahomes, what the fuck are you doing? What is going on with the Kansas City Chiefs this season? No one knows what the fuck's going on with Kansas City because apparently they can't seem to figure anything out. The defense is garbage. Their offense is good, but the defense is shit. When you have a shitty defense, there's not much you can work with. Just saying. Shitty defense does not equivalent to championships. But, well, I know. 27-3 final score at a Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Derrick Henry threw a touchdown pass. He threw more than Patrick Mahomes this week. Kind of fitting. But now, next game, we got the Packers taking on the Washington football team in the confines of the frozen tundra that's not yet frozen. Yeah, this game was just Green Bay just shit stomping Aaron, but Green Bay just shit stomping Washington once again. But there's really nothing to say about that. It's just literally Green Bay winning the game once again because Washington sucks. 24-10, Packers win. Rodgers did well. Again, a week after shouting, "I still own you," to Bears fans everywhere. It's inserting a massive fuck you. Next game, which I actually thought was actually kind of a shocker, the Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. My question is, how the hell do you go beating the Chargers one week and then shitting the bed against the Bengals the next? Seriously, Baltimore, you should have beaten Cincinnati here, but you didn't. You fucking blew it. You fucking blew it. And guess what? The Bengals are now first seed in the AFC. Did anybody else have this on their 2021 calendar or some shit on a bingo card of random bullshit that happened in the 2021 calendar here? I didn't. No one. But next up, we have the Giants taking on the Panthers. And that game was just a disaster. That game actually sucked. Carolina couldn't muster anything worth jack shit. Meanwhile, Danny Dimes actually looked like a competent quarterback for once, instead of tripping over himself for a long rush. But that was last year. But yeah, 25-3, Giants win. They actually won a game for once in their lives. So that brings them, 2-5 on the year? That seems a joke. Next game up, we got the Falcons taking on the Dolphins. What can be described in in 2 words? Tank ball. Just tank ball. They know the actually don't know who the fuck the first overall pick is going to be next year. So at this point, we might as well just say fuck it. But the Falcons actually won a football game. And Miami is looking really shitty. And on top of that, they managed to match their total number of losses last season already. Guess who's not going to the playoffs this year? I can tell you right now, it sure as hell ain't the Dolphins. Now the Falcons, yeah. In the next game, this one I'll go a little more in depth. Patriots and Jets. All right. Patriots, Jets. Jets coming off the bye week. The Pats coming off that OT loss to the Dallas Cowboys. In the game where Zach Wilson got hurt, enter Mike White, a guy that nobody has fucking ever heard of before, and he put 2 touchdown passes on the board. But not like that. The Jets looked horrible. Zach Wilson went down. I'm pretty sure most of the defense broke down. Most of their offense seemingly just shut off. And meanwhile, Mackery Jones has decided to go Mackery Jones and throw for his first 300-yard game. Throw for 307 yards. And it's even interesting that Kendrick Bourne decided to go for a touchdown pass of his own. As a Derrick Henry getting a touchdown pass in for himself wasn't enough, enter Kendrick Bourne because he just wants to get on the fun too. But in all honesty, this game looked like a fucking one-sided flop fest. Jones again with 2 touchdowns, 307 passing yards. Damian Harris, 106 rushing yards and 2 TDs of his own. Brandon Bolden, a good day of 6 receptions, 79 yards, and a touchdown of his own. And that is what led to the Patriots 54-13. Mike White having 2 picks and actually 1 touchdown pass. I'm going to correct myself. And Moore getting a touchdown run. So the Jets are still going to be the Jets. There's no doubt in my mind that the Jets are going to jet and just crash. Maybe Sully's flying the plane. Maybe he can get into the Hudson River safely. But who's to say? Who is to say? But now with the Patriots at 3-4, what does this mean next for Mackery Jones? Well, next week they have to go hunt. They have to go fighting again, as they have to go take on the Chargers in LA. Well, either it's going to be a close win or a horrible loss. Take your pick. I don't even know what to call it. It's either it's going to be a close win or it's going to be a horrific loss at the hands of Justin Herbert. But we'll see. We'll see in due time. Next game on the board we have here is the Eagles taking on the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what was a game can only be described as the Eagles cannot seem to win anything. And now the Raiders are the 2nd seed in the AFC behind Cincinnati. And with this win, they also move on top of the AFC West. 33-22 is your final score. Kenyon Drake with a nice 69 rushing yards. And Morrell with 60 receiving yards and a touchdown. Derek Carr is actually looking to be pretty good. Are we going to see 2016 Carr where he gets injured to shit? Or are we going to see an alternate timeline of 2016 Carr that doesn't get injured to shit? There's only one way to find out. Again, Raiders now 5-2. Eagles fall to 2-5. I'm not surprised at how shit the freaking Eagles are, because they are in the NFC least. So next game up, we got the Lions taking on the Rams. Old QB versus old QB. New team versus new team. Basically, it's Jared Goff versus Matt Stafford. That was the storyline here. Jared Goff was coming home to Los Angeles to face his former team, Matt Stafford, who was facing his former team in the Lions, because they're not traded in the offseason. Now, I feel bad, though, for the Lions, the best 0-7 team in the fucking league. They cannot seem to win. I'm serious. They cannot win because it's either they lose, or 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 even they lose. I said that 7 times. One for each loss of the Detroit Lions. 28-19, Rams beat them soundly and moved to 6-1. Matt Stafford for 334 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Henderson for 45 rushing. Cooper Kupp with a beautiful day, 156 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns of his own, showing everyone that he is one of the best receivers in the game. Change my mind. I dare you. And next can only be described as a shit stomping the Bradyneers taking on the Bears. Do I really even need to say anything here? Do I really need to say anything here? The Bears look like actual dog shit. Like actual dog shit. They cannot win anything. Tom Brady beat their asses soundly, got his 600th touchdown pass en route to a 38-3 win, improving to 6-1. But that's not the story of this game, you see. You see, when Brady got that 600th touchdown pass, he gave it to a young fan. And that young fan was asked to give it back, so he did. The Buccaneers rewarded him soundly. And by soundly, I mean they stacked the fuck out of the kid. It was basically the deal was this: 2 signed jerseys and Brady's helmet. He signed Mike Evans' jersey and his game-worn cleats. $1,000 credit to the Buccaneers team store, as well as season passes to not only the remainder of this season, but next season, as well as Brady saying that he was going to give the kid a Bitcoin. Yes, a Bitcoin. We're giving back the ball. And this was also the same kid that held up a sign saying, Brady helped me beat my brain cancer. Fuck cancer. Good job on kicking its ass. We're rooting for you, buddy. And enjoy all your new gifts. I'm sure you will enjoy them soundly. But honestly, be careful with the Bitcoin now, because that one's a lot of money. But honestly, congratulations on all the gifts, and thank you for giving Tom Brady back the ball. Just make sure it wasn't deflated, okay? And yes, I'm a fan of the Patriots, so I can make that joke. Fuck off. But yeah, Brady, 211 passing yards, kind of down from his season highs, but still 4 touchdowns, which is around average. And then even Blaine Gabbert got fucking action. Who remembers that he was a Super Bowl champion? I don't. Leonard Fournette, 81 yards. Chris Godwin, 111 receiving yards and a touchdown. This Bucs team is going to be looking really good if they're not already. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll go 19-1, but win the Super Bowl. Hell, the Patriots couldn't do. If the Patriots could go 18-1 and just lose the Super Bowl, then why can't the Bucs change it up a little bit? You know, just saying. And then we have what is possibly the most one-sided game to be predicted on because of the obvious circumstances. It's the Texans versus the Cardinals. And what is J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins facing their old team in the Texans. Uncircumcised Dick Nick Davis Mills was shitty again. But not too terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, he didn't throw for any touchdowns this week, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's something, at least. That's an improvement, I think. I mean, no one on that fucking offense got over 30 yards. And I'm serious, the highest, I'm looking at my phone, what the highest fucking yard amount, what's it called? The The player that accumulated the highest amount of yards in this game was Collins with 28 yards on 2 receptions. That's it. That just shows you how shit the Texans are. They can't get anything going. With the Cardinals, on the other hand, Kyler Murray, dude, he can fucking throw. Zach Ertz also played this week, but only got 1 reception for 4 yards. On actually downside, that is a rush. Whereas he got 3 receptions on 66 yards and his first touchdown as an Arizona Cardinal. Because remember, it was a trade. And I'll be just doing news right after I talk about the games because that's what I want to try out. So final score 31-5. The Cardinals remain the undefeated team in the NFL. But next week is their true test. They got Packers. But coming up next on this one, we got ourselves the Colts and the 49ers. Sunday night football action. And what? Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz, but not so much a Carson Wentz. I mean, honestly, not a bad game here, but the defense was sloppy. The offense was also sloppy on both sides of the football. But what do you expect? Jimmy G came back and threw 2 picks and also a touchdown. But Carson Wentz just threw 2 touchdowns, and that's it. Jonathan Taylor looked good. Michael Pittman looked good. But what about the 49ers? Mitchell looked good. Deebo Samuel looked good. That's about it. Final score of 30-18. Colts win this game. Win Sunday Night Football. 49ers just cannot get anything going. What the hell does San Fran do here? Well, we don't know. And then finally, Monday Night Football. We got the Saints taking on the Seahawks. This game could not get any more boring than it has. And I mean seriously. But I'll give Geno Smith credit. He's trying to get the Seahawks wins. The only problem is he's Geno Smith. Geno Smith does not win football games. Geno Smith is that guy to fucking try to make something happen, but just wind up flat on his fucking face. But in the end, it's famous Jameis not producing any dinosaurs turnover bakery and actually helping with the win, 13-10 final score out of Seattle. Kamara looks good. Actually, on both instances, he touched the ball 30 times with 2/3 of it coming from rushing and 51 yards on that end. But it's where on the receiving core he shined. 10 receptions for 128 yards and a touchdown. Is there anything about Michael Kamara you could say that has not been said? He is great. You cannot deny that man. He is a great running back. He's great. But that will do it for the scores. Now we're just going to quickly go on to the news here. So right now it's speculation because the NFL trade deadline is next week. So what are the biggest rumors? What are the biggest stories coming out of this? All right. Well, first we do have one trade to talk. We actually have a couple of trades to talk about. Let's talk about this one first. The New York Jets, seeing that Zach Wilson will be out for a little while with a PCL strain, and decided to get themselves a quarterback for now. And who is that quarterback, you may ask? The elite Joe Flacco. Seeing that he was not going to be used at any point in Philadelphia, they decided to just give the Jets them for a 6th-round pick. Well, I mean, it needed to be done. But I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good for the Jets because now they actually have a legitimate quarterback. And I think they're just going to be they're just be doing good. Well, no, who am I kidding? This is the Jets. They're going to shit the bed like always. The Jets are going to they're going to crash. They're going to crash back. That's just really all you can say about the Jets. They suck. And I'm sure even Jets fans can tell you that the Jets suck. Because he's seen the same shit over and over again. Draft the quarterback. Start the quarterback. Quarterback does shit for a couple of years. Trade him off. That, or you just cut your losses entirely. This is going to be what Zach Wilson, The last example you have of this really is Sam Darnold. Heck, he's actually been doing decent in Carolina, but he just can't muster shit right now. Cold streak. But he couldn't muster anything at all when he was with the Jets. Like the Jets' main problems, I can tell you easily. Offensive line, receiving. Now look at they got Corey Davis. Okay, good start. Robbie Anderson, okay, not overly bad, but they need more. What about running backs? They don't have a lot of running backs. There's not a lot you can do really to help anything out with that. The Jets need more. They also need an offensive line. Because look at that offensive line is terrible. And I mean, perfectly honest as well, their defense is also shit. but you know the Jets are not going to do a damn thing because it's the fucking Jets. As well as another one coming in, I believe this was from the Rams. Now let me pull it up. I just want to be sure I'm getting this correct, so that way I don't get anything wrong. Yes, it is with the Denver Broncos and the LA Rams. With the Rams agreeing to send linebacker Kenny Young and a 7th-round pick in 2024 to the Denver Broncos for a 6th-round pick in 2024. So what is really to be assumed as a good pickup for the Broncos because they need a linebacker? Because, you know, Von Miller got hurt. I freaking forgot about that. But so I guess they need a replacement because they were shitting themselves. So why not figure Kenny Young? He's okay. You didn't have to pay much to get him. But as well as a big rumor coming out of this week as well, Desean Watson. Basically, he's the big piece right now that's going to be talked about around the trade deadline. So a week from today, we can be seeing trades happen everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. Because Desean Watson has been the most prominent figure. Because at some point, he is going to be traded from Houston. And there's been a couple of teams that he's been linked to, but the more prominent team that he's been linked to is Miami. But who is a part of that, you may ask? Well, a certain man by the name of Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, they're really using him as fucking trade bait already. Am I surprised? No. Because it's the Dolphins, and the Dolphins will dolphin the Dolphin. But as well, but other teams that could be talked about here are the Saints. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jameis is a great quarterback, but do they really want to go for Deshaun when they have Jameis? Plus, Jameis hasn't been playing that bad. Jameis actually had a nice little career year. Barely any picks after this point, but barely any picks. So why trade it? Why not? Why acquire Deshaun and bank Jameis? Because Jameis has actually been pretty good. He's got the weapons he needs. He's got the offensive line to help him out. He's got better coaching. He's in a better system, so why not? Plus, he was sent behind Breeze for a year, so that helps him out. Why not just fucking keep Jameis as your starter? Don't get him. But like as well, like according to Schefter on this podcast, he said something about how like teams may wait till the off season to assess their quarterback situation. Like the Panthers, for example, because Sam Darnold. Like, well, what other teams need a quarterback really? The Broncos, because Bridgewater. I mean, Bridgewater's like a viable QB, but how good can he really be for long? And plus, Drew Lock isn't getting any better, so I mean, you got to do something with that department. Well, I mean, could you really make an argument for the Jets? Because the thing is, though, if you're going to trade Deshaun Watson to the Jets, then he needs weapons. He needs weapons, but he won't get far. What about the Lions? Same thing. Jared Goff's been all right, but again, no weapons to help him out. Nothing he can do. I mean, what other teams need QBs? Maybe San Fran's got Trey Lance, so they're fine in that department. Arizona's fine. Atlanta's fine. Pittsburgh, yeah, maybe because maybe Captain Fatfuck may retire next season. Or retire after the season, so but who knows? My prediction though, I think he gets traded at the trade deadline And I think he gets shared to somewhere we don't expect. Maybe we're just told about all these teams, and maybe there's just a diversion in the middle of that somewhere. We just don't know. We just don't know yet. Because only time will tell what really happens. But what do you guys think? So let me guys know in the comments below what you guys think and whatnot. And just you guys leave week 8 predictions on there as well. Let's see how you guys predict the NFL. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. If you have not done so already, please subscribe and join the Logical Army. And for now, just as you can at the end. On we, et au revoir.